Hold it! The prosecution acknowledges that this is an awkward place to start the episode. But as the evidence clearly shows, somebody improperly handled the timer last episode.
Why is everybody looking at me?
I can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Ahlbi's corner.
But you're not registered here! Or whatever it takes. Recognized? Licensed?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
If Ahlbi doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll be it. Anyone? You want some more dramas?
That was pretty sad, Mr. Wright.
I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. You know nothing of our laws, for one.
It's like you're one of those... Defend me? Mr. Wright, what are you saying? You can't do that!
I can and I will, unless they shoot me. I most certainly can. Don't worry, I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya would be if I let anything happen to you?
Mr. Wright?
You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any farther.
But what does it matter? What I'm saying is can't they just dismiss him or throw him out, hold him in contempt of court, escort him out with guys with guns?
Yeah, probably. I don't know why they have to agree to his terms. Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out!
What did I just say?
Hold it!
I see. It was Payne. Your Majesty, if you please, I've been waiting half a lifetime and half of the globe in order to get a win on this guy.
You have something to say, Mr. Payne.
I just said it. Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting. I'm guaranteed to win this time. Right? Mr. Phoenix, right?
Why are you saying my name like that?
I'm trying to be clever and make something of an insulting joke.
Ah, I see. Right.
No, it's...
Mr. Whoever you are.
Why doesn't anybody ever remember me?
It's the hair. Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler?
We have faced in battle many times. I love the globe. That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty. And yes, I am acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before.
That was awesome.
Heavens to Betsy.
Excuse me?
Kill me, please. What? Mr. Wright, you're a defense attorney.
Hapriki!
I love the gallery.
Wait, I thought this wasn't open to the public.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Really?
The guard said it wasn't like a tourist. Or I guess saying a tourist sightseeing spot doesn't necessarily mean it's not open to the public.
It's not for tourists, but it's apparently open to... Well, you gotta have an audience for something like this.
I guess you're right. A defense attorney. Well, this is a shock. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here.
Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country? Aha, he is a religious pilgrim. He went to the place where he could always succeed in his career.
But, Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case.
I love it. It's so greasy and elastic. Call it nostalgia, if you will, but I am most eager to give it a try.
But I have a previous engagement, you see. A class together with the missus.
Of course it's a class! Of course it's a class! The judge takes all these classes, and the Paynes are always take classes too! Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. It sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom.
A score? As in 20 years? What's the deal with this country?
Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, Your Benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself.
Now, Payne, buddy, you know how this is going to go down. Since this is the first case, the logic and everything will be so easy and so simple, you're just going to lose your hair again.
But listen, Mr. Wright, in this country, it's not even possible for you to win!
Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and her benevolence want, I will acquiesce.
You'll have to make it up to the missus later.
As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality.
Execution if you fail. If you do not produce a not guilty verdict, and you are treated as a heretic and your life is over. I guess I've been letting out too much air. What do you want?
Every eventuality? What is he talking about?
There. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Payne. And sorry for not remembering you earlier.
You still don't remember him, do you? That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm also known in this country.
Pain in the backside, I'm sure. I mean, nice to meet you again.
And you'll see soon enough just why that is. When you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law!
Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but... what's with the gallery?
What do you mean? Just you watch. That defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it!
This is way more lawyer hate than even back home. Oh, God.
That sound just doesn't do it. It's too muffled. It doesn't have that echoey rap.
Yeah. Now, if you would please give your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne.
The opening and only argument, apparently. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Pot Roll, Temple security guard. Are you making fun of me, Mr. Wright?
Not at all.
And the empty treasure box that housed the orb, which Mr. Roll was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Roll was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure.
To kill a guard armed with a gun? What a terrifyingly bold act.
I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. We finally got the court record, thank goodness.
There's the badge!
Time of death around noon. Crime photo of the temple's treasure room. The body was discovered at the base of the stairs to the altar. Well, we'll look at all this in just a sec.
Right. It's been a long time since we've had evidence presented in court as well.
What do they even do here?
Just a divination seance, there you go!
Can we get to the court record yet?
It's kind of refreshing, actually. Ho, 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 ho.
We may rely on the power of the seances, but our police still carry out investigations.
Don't want them getting lazy on the job, after all.
He's so full of himself, which is kind of different. Well, the Paynes are always full of themselves, but this one, he appears to be
The fullest of himself.
Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable.
Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. This isn't my first rodeo, after all.
We're not at a rodeo, Mr. Wright.
Yes, now I
here we
have
go.
court record. I can check the evidence out myself by looking at them in the court record.
Hint, hint, hint.
We'll see just how thorough you and your police were, Mr. Payne.
By looking at that court record. Let's check it out.
Oh, I wasn't sure if I could check it until... Okay.
Yeah, of course. You can check whatever you want. Okay, so Potroll's autopsy report, time of death, between 12 and 1, cause of death, cerebral contusion from a head injury. I mean, we know he was whacked with the treasure box, because we saw that in the opening, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the blood on the treasure box and on the top of his head.
Right.
But wasn't... When did we show up?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We'll be provided with all information like that. I mean, you can see the blood on the box in the
And
photo
his
here.
hand.
Yeah.
He didn't
there's
have his gun out.
Well, why is his hand all bloody? Well, anyway, his hand is bloody. That's the
Yeah.
point. There's that scroll down on the ground, whatever that's about.
And, I mean, furthermore...
How could Ahlbi have hit him on the head?
That's exactly where I was going. He's far too short, although there are stairs, but that...
But no, the stairs shouldn't matter because the direction that
Yeah,
that roll fell was backwards from
You're
the
right.
stairs.
I mean, I guess he could have stood on that trolley behind him, but what?
Then he couldn't have hit him.
Sense.
He
Yeah.
couldn't have hit him. Look at the angle he fell.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll just have to wait till we get more.
Yeah.
But
My all-important badge, proof of my profession. I almost said possession, but that didn't make any sense.
excuse me? And we need to look at the Song of Ceremony. Okay, the song about the Founder's Orb sung during the Dance of Devotion, plus with English translation included. Which is why it looks like it's in Japanese. When dragon and tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I wonder which Mitama it is. Ari Mitama?
Nigi Mitama?
Saki Mitama?
I don't remember the fourth one.
The other Mitama?
The other Mitama.
And you fuse them all together to form
Neko Shogun. Yeah.
Okay, so Ahlbi is 9. This industrious young man is both a monk in training and a Khura'inese tour guide.
And if they would have you believe that he's some sort of murderer too somehow.
Yep, it is Gaspen, and he's up to 56 stinking years old. A prosecutor from back home, though what he's doing here as Khura'in's chief prosecutor is beyond me. At least he's happy now, he never was before.
Patrol, son of Rondarol, sorry.
Patrol!
Patrol. The
Although,
victim...
I don't want to pass up a Gundam gang.
Right. The victim in this case. He guarded the treasure room treasure and was killed by the thief who stole it.
Patrol guarded the treasure room treasure and was killed by the treasure box, probably.
Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation.
Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Azuba zuba zuba. Azuba zuba zuba. Azuba zuba. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown, Azuba zuba.
You're only saying that because you're wearing a crown.
This is a local color Khura'inese classical, traditional, and perfectual hat.
Can I get a defense attorney hat?
No.
Oh.
This just shows that I'm a citizen here now, see?
It's fine, I can't wear a hat anyway, look at my hair. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is!
It's the Founder's Orb. You don't call something in a country named after
Yeah.
the state religion the founder's orb. They venerate the Holy Mother specifically. How can this not be the most important thing here?
Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the mitama, of the Holy Mother. Her soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. Grr, you don't believe it, do you? I can tell. Don't make me penalize you for no reason. Of course I believe it. Something tells me I'd better play along.
I mean, we talk about what he's seen in the other games. Anybody who's played them at this point has known. He can't be that surprised.
This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty?
Yeah, that's so weird.
What is it now? This treasure. I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale.
Just the level of hostility is so large. Also...
What's new about that?
Have you noticed how there's no Rafa?
Well, she's not involved in the case.
Normally, they're always like that. You get everybody but who you're playing and the judge.
Yeah, but she's not like a
You
prosecutor.
get everybody except who you're playing and the judge.
Hmm.
It just means that there's information that we don't need to know about Princess Rafa yet.
Okay. He's been getting awfully angry with me, and are those veins popping out of his forehead? Ah, this is such a familiar, nostalgic feeling.
It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power would be blinded instantly.
Are you serious?
That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright.
Well, then how could Ahlbi have stolen it? He can clearly see.
Hey, we'll wait until later in the trial for things like that.
I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too.
For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article that I keep in my breast pocket, close to my heart. I mean,
Such a
apparently...
devoted prosecutor, sorry.
Persecutor? That may be appropriate, yes. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed.
Wait, then how does anyone know there's something in there?
These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence.
Well, I mean, except for this photo that shows it lying next to the dead guard.
What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year, for a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people.
I feel so blessed.
Forced open and its contents stolen, the average person can only see it in this newspaper article.
I hear there's been a string of thefts lately of historic artifacts from the temple. Makes you wonder why we only put one guard there.
That is a really good point!
Okay, now let's compare it to what we can see in the picture.
Oh, if you want to do it like that, sure. But you can see where it's open, and it's got stuff on the front.
It looks like, okay, I can see like the lock and the design and everything on it. Okay. I was just curious if maybe it was a different box. Like a fake box, maybe?
Yeah.
But it looks legit. It looks legit. That's why it's showing us from all the different angles.
Huh, okay.
Now, something may come up later with that.
Oh, no, we just have no way of knowing at this point. Right, Your Majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused.
How shameful. What are they teaching in schools these days? So he used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure. Is that it?
The accused family is by no means wealthy. Zuba.
That makes me think of the Zoob tube.
To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training, Zuba. Man, that gavel, it's just so flat.
Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne.
Very well. Are you prepared to...
I'm ready to give a verdict.
Excellent!
Now then. No more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions! Even more. But you just asked a bunch. I'll make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes.
Don't worry, your majesty. I won't let you be late.
What? He's still planning on going to that thing?
I bet it's a Zumba class. Zumba!
There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance.
The one thing that's weird, though, is the music is wrong. It's
Yeah.
not the classic Phoenix Wright music. No, that's okay.
I mean, that kind of makes sense because he's in a different place.
Yeah, because we're in a totally different place. Everything is different, so we shouldn't have the same
Apollo, if it's taking place in Japanoland, then that
music. Then he'll have Apollo's music.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's kind of interesting.
Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? Everything. Just can we ask everything?
I mean, generally you'll get...
Tell me more about the motive. Sorry, I feel like I'm playing Decker.
Yeah, right?
What do you claim was the defendant's motive? Mr. Payne has already explained that. He wanted to sell the treasure in order to help his family with living expenses.
Oh, how sad.
Oh yeah, I guess it slipped my mind. I guess there is only one thing that we need to ask about then. So it's true what they say about lawyers never listening to anyone but themselves.
Oh, just like me.
My apologies, Your Majesty. Please let me give it one more try.
Man, you already messed up. Come on, dude.
Very well, if you must. I'm so benevolent. Let's see. What else do I need to know more about? And pick the right thing, you dum-dum. I guess the weapon. Because we haven't heard anything about the weapon. We know what the crime scene is.
Yeah.
We know what the motive is.
But we don't know what they say the motive is, but we don't know what the weapon is at all. I mean, we do.
Yeah. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon?
Oh, who cares? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself.
Huh, so you're saying he got boxed to death?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
I'll pay the 10 dramas.
They're damas.
Dramas? Maybe it's drama for me, I don't know.
They're not llamas. The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it.
How utterly reprehensible. Using the sacred treasure box for murder.
Well, maybe...
That's not what boxes are for. You either hide in them or put stuff in them.
Yeah, this is a very special box, though. Maybe it's not the murder weapon.
Maybe not.
I mean, well, maybe it was. Who knows? We would certainly want to assume it is.
Like, the opening sort of cinematic made it seem like that.
Well, it's apparent. Until something changes or we find a contradiction, we have to assume it's the murder weapon.
That's true.
The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with the treasure. That rogue! But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds.
I see. So what I'm seeing from this map is tar or rat. Continue.
Yes, your benevolent magistriness.
Benevolent magistriness.
After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside.
The murder weapon. Off limits to the public, the photo ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Exactly.
But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think you'd be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head.
That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, a very good point, Mr. Wright. But I'm afraid that won't help you.
I'm just getting started, buddy.
Oh, that was very difficult. I'm not going to try and time it like that again. It made me sound like more of an idiot than I already am. Oh, I said that out. I said that out loud. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position would more than make up for their difference in stature.
Except we've already pointed out that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Santa?
Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless.
Why?
Let me just hand down the verdict again already.
Why, thank you, your benevolent magistriness of excellence.
You know, with this tapestry behind me, it looks like my hat's on fire. or filled with poop. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor.
No, it's fine. You can keep it, your benevolence.
Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I am ready to announce my verdict. I don't know how this works. Very well, in that case, I find the accused. Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit?
Mr. Wright, he's had plenty of time.
I told you, I have plans to attend to, and... I'm late! It's already started! How did the time fly by so fast? He's still stuck on that. We haven't even heard the defendant's side of the story yet.
Oh, who cares?
I do! Your Majesty! The defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant.
Ha! That right doesn't exist in this country!
You're the one who wanted to play by our rules, Payne! Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... Oh, what do you mean by that? What? What do you mean, what do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall.
And little wonder a so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years!
Oh, I see. Then no one here is familiar with the process, so I can say whatever I want. And you have to take my word for it.
If they accept it!
Should I even be surprised anymore?
No.
Anyway, I demand that we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? I've got a thing to go to. Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty!
What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty.
You know, Payne, if you weren't so hung up on beating me, you'd have won by now. You're the one allowing me this victory, Payne, and I thank you for it.
Well, I don't know how to handle compliments. I don't really ever receive them.
Your hair's so luxurious, by the way.
I don't trust you.
Why don't we move to appeal?
Though, I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say.
Oh, how kind of you. Your royal Payness.
Oh, excellent. I'm royalty now.
Stop reading my mind! Very well. As long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. I'll have to reschedule.
In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand.
He never left. Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class.
Don't worry, we'll carry on without you. Just come back and announce the guilty verdict.
Very well.
Also, something else that happens in this series is... I forgot what I was going to say. Figures, right? Oh yeah, the witness stand. You can never tell who's on the stand, how many people are around the stand.
Yeah.
It's just people will appear from out of nowhere on the witness stand. You didn't even think they were in the courtroom, but they're
magic,
all suddenly
man.
They're in the witness stand. So
Maybe we'll cross-examine some ghosts.
you just deal with it. They have legs though.
The future is... No, Yasuhiro, get out of here! Any objections? Go for it, Your Majesty.
At last, the game begins!
Yes!
Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too.
Why me? No, wait. Sorry, I was paying attention. Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty. Right. Let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add.
This is just worse than normal. Fortunately, it's the first case, so it shouldn't matter.
Right? He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Why am I focusing on this? Well, the defense had better get to it and make it quick, if you please.
The defense.
That's me!
Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer.
Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Ahlbi. Don't worry, all you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be all right.
You tricked me.
But what?
If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Give back that Magatamon I gave you yesterday.
Ahlbi, what's gotten into you?
Don't talk to me. You disgust me. Heretic.
Now even Ahlbi's against me. But why?
Zuba! This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright. Being loathed by a client, Zuba?
Not really, no.
Zuba?
Please stop that.
Zuba!
I will stab you with my hair.
I guess if he just sort of faced away from it
Yeah.
and then ran backwards. Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. Zuba. What? All right. And now our testimony!
Yes! What's happening? Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll run through the account, and that'll basically be all the time we have.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Khura'inese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. Well, that's pretty obvious then.
Were you well acquainted with the victim?
Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know.
I bet Ahlbi looked up to him.
But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box.
I bet that is an honor.
He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. Yeah. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young. So Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been easy for him.
It sounds like his circumstances and Ahlbi's were very similar.
Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Ahlbi, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that?
Yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. You're guilty. Defense, now that you've heard the accused account, are you finally satisfied?
That isn't how this works!
If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. One moment, expeditious conclusion.
Expeditious, Billy.
Expeditious conclusion.
Supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, yeah. But your majesty, I haven't even cross-examined the defendant yet. I don't know what that means. Huh? That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long, I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about.
Ah, well...
Maybe I should take a class.
Well, you see, what happens is the defense asks a couple of questions, and then to end the cross-examining, the judge declares him not guilty.
Oh, I see.
Wait, I probably shouldn't phrase it like that, or you won't ever want to do it.
A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What fresh hell is this? I really do wish I could remember how it works. Sure I had a notebook somewhere. Should I give the judge a refresher on cross-examination?
I don't know, what do you think?
Maybe there might be new rules we don't know about.
I'm sure there's not, but we'll figure out exactly what that is next time. Okay, see you later, guys!
I hope you'll be waiting for the next episode. I'll be.